Hello, friends. I am here. I am in our southern neighbor's capital, and it is a beautiful city, and obviously, right now, plenty of history to go around. So, yeah, we're gonna go for a walk and explore. We're not gonna do the mall today. We're gonna do the mall mostly tomorrow. But yeah, I'm already just kind of taking a look at what's around, and there's some really cool stuff. So, welcome to DC. First off, the gilding on that, the ironwork, kind of stellar. Hello, Anita. Good to see you today. We're out and about and having some fun. And man, the stark contrast between, first off, between Toronto and Washington is crazy. See you today. So I have a rough idea of where I'm going and what I'm doing. And the hope is to not get lost, so of course I will. And the important thing is you're here for the adventure. So let's go get lost together. It does kind of seem like this is an area that's just kind of like cross the street on your own time. Kevin Hawthorne, welcome. Good afternoon from Lakeland. Hello. I am in your capital right now. Gotta love any place called Shenanigans. Although maybe the inflatable Irish one has had too much. But well, a beautiful space actually.
Plucking their feathers off.
Ooh, bookstore. I will be absolutely coming back and checking that out. Someone's getting mad at me for having a camera out. We'll see how the city reacts.
Hey,
Oh,
how are you?
good, how are you?
Hey, return.
Hopping in with the VIA train from Montreal with my partner to see Cornwall. Oh, happy holidays, Randy. Good to see you, my friend. Sole Luna. See, my thought is, I'm just like, is walk tubing not a thing here? So I'm getting some very aggressive reactions right away. I'm just like, huh, is that just the area I'm in, or is that just how it is across the board? So I could not tell you one way or the other. Hey, Mark, good to see you today. This one's literally just stop for pedestrians within traffic. There's no sign or anything. Oh, 6 degrees in the UK, 6 degrees here too. It's actually quite nice. Like, had I known how nice it was, do I think I would have needed to have a large jacket? I don't think so. But
Hello.
oh, pigeons. As always. Medano. Hello, Medano. Hey, Yoshi. New area? Yeah, you could say that. But Popeyes. Fitting that one of the first streets I come across is literally Ontario Road. I'm just like, all right, well, there that is. Yeah. But one thing I wasn't expecting from DC is just how nice a lot of the architecture is. Definitely a good balance of stuff, which is always good. Also, I do have a few friends who may come out. People in the UK are climbing to the cold like Canadians. That's fair enough. But at least helps to keep us warm a little bit. Huh. Interesting sculpture. That's some over there. I'm actually really curious to see what this church is up ahead. I definitely looked at everything and tried to book a route that I thought would be interesting. But a lot of the monuments I'm going to end up doing tomorrow. It just gives me more time and space to be able to plan things out and do things. But this was supposed to be a chance to go off and see the squares. So apparently there's a few places you can go from here. I was just like, you know what, let's go check them out. Here goes. But man, I might make fun of Toronto a little bit for having a lot of flags out and being like, oh, Canadian flag, just in case you forget where you are. But I'm just like, no, America is just flags everywhere. Always flags. That's still neat to see though. It's a lot of the subtle differences that you don't see right away. Already. Well, something's going on out there. A place called Federalist Pig. Helicopter going right above us. Very loud helicopter. But here's the thing, if it's here, I'm just like, do I think it's for a hospital or do I think it's something to do with the president? So I must assume. That's a really cool building, actually. The units just kind of pop out like that. Residential, obviously, but it's kind of a neat area. Washington, D.C. is an interesting city. Happy you get to be there. My only experience was a very brief one in 2002, transferring the bus station to get to Richmond, Virginia. Huh. Funny enough, I'm actually staying with someone on this trip who is from Richmond. And yeah, we've known each other for many years. It's kind of a nice experience for us to get caught up on everything. We're staying in the cutest little place. Hostel, fairly cheap. It's nice. I'm actually looking forward to being able to spend a little bit of time together and also show off the area in a major way, which is always cool. Hello, Brad. Good to see you, my friend. It's also just interesting to walk through a city that's spread out rather than spread up. Oh, wow. There are 3 beautiful cathedrals all battling it out for the street corner. So that's the All Souls Church Unitarian. Don't know what this one is. The Washington Family Church National Cathedral. Not quite sure what we got in front of us, but we'll check it out. I'm really curious what this one looks like. A Baptist of some kind. But very curious to see what this one is. Man, this is crazy. I don't even need to wear my gloves right now. God, you know how I was expecting this to be like equally as cold, if not colder, than Toronto or Ottawa. But my God, no, it's actually much, much warmer. And it's like, oh, now suddenly all of my American friends make a bit more sense. Cute little square. Bruce, it really is. There is something about DC that I'm just like, oh, the city's actually kind of picturesque in its own way. It's neat. This isn't a place that was like super high on my bingo card, but the opportunity came up. And hey, when it knocks, you gotta answer. Look at that building. Hello, Harjot. Good to see you, buddy. To be fair, I actually don't know as much about Washington as I probably should. But it was kind of nice to literally last week be in Ottawa and share, like have my dad share a bunch of history of Toronto. You know, getting to do that from this side, it's just kind of cool to be able to do that. But this time I'm just like, it's just me. I am alone. One day Jordan might join us for a walk, but we'll see. No pressure. All right. Bring back this house. Restore good house. It's also interesting to step into a place where I don't know a lot of like the regional or like the municipal issues. So I can just kind of walk through and experience the city with fresh eyes and be like, all right, what's cool? What's new? What's different? You kind of just get to have it present itself to you in a way that is distinct. I know if I follow this particular road all the way down, I will specifically hit the White House. But I want to save that for tomorrow. I want to see what else I can do later. But seeing what we can find in terms of like, I just wasn't expecting as much interest right away. Because I'm just like, I don't even know what tree this is. Maybe a holly tree? And just like, huh, look at that. And it's like, I don't know what things are native to here. I wish I had Hannah. I wish I had Hannah here. Hannah is usually able to pick the things. I remember taking her for a walk on Toronto Island. And she was just like, I'm not from here, but I know all of these species. Same with like Manny in the museum. When I took him to the wrong, and he's just like, here's the history of all of these rocks. And it's like, oh, that is an interesting history. Anyways, maybe I'll reach out, see if anyone else wants to do some walking this week. But yeah, I will say, travel here on Porter from Toronto was brutal. Ugh. Porter's a great airline, and I enjoy them. But my God, you get the wrong flight with them, and it's not great. My dad calls them puddle jumpers. You just hop in the plane, you're on there for like 10 seconds. Then you're down after like 2 hours. Literally, the plane was delayed, and I quote, because it was too cold. They had to spend time warming up the fuselage before they would let us in. I'm just like, if that's not the most Canadian problem, I don't know what is. But also to come from Toronto yesterday. I will say, I didn't get to do a stream yesterday. I planned for it and everything. But I specifically wasn't able to do it because quite literally, it was too cold to be able to function properly. So, yeah, that's why there wasn't one yesterday. But there's one today. We're gonna keep going with it. So, you should tour around the White House. Oh, that's coming. Don't worry, that's coming. The issue with that is I didn't bring my lighter. There's something about DC that feels like very much like a big small. It feels like instead of it growing up like a lot of cities do, it just kind of feels like maybe it just spread out. So we have a lot of density, but also not a lot of, like, I couldn't tell you if I've seen a single skyscraper, but I've seen a lot of, like, most buildings are 5 or 6 stories tall in this area. So it's interesting. It hasn't gone up, but it's gone across. You have family in Washington. Not blood family, but absolutely chosen family. And yeah, I got the opportunity and was just like, you know what, that sounds great. Let's come down and check it out. So here it is. It's such an interesting building. But yeah, one of the reasons I came down here was also because my friend very specifically needed help with something, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing anything between Christmas and New Year's. Joel's working. I thought Hunter was away, but Hunter's actually getting back. He got back to Toronto today. I'm just like, well, in that case. But still, I'm just like, you know what? I had the opportunity, and I took it. And so my whole thing is I'm just like, I would love to start going more places and to do more exploring. Because I think it's interesting and engaging, and I think people can learn to appreciate things as well. But, yeah. Check out the train station in Washington, D.C. Amazing giant mall. Very nice person side. Huh. I will have to check it out. I think I've actually, funny enough, I think I've actually come into that train station when I was here last year. Because I had to do the train station, then I had to take a subway, like the Silver Line across to the airport. And then when I came back, last time I was in Washington, D.C., I was actually stranded here for a night. Because I literally got on the plane, and then they were just like, oh yeah, well, your plane is canceled because there's a problem with the engine. Look at the number of birds in that tree. They just want to embrace you with their love. But please don't let them. Could literally hear things falling out of the tree. I'm just like, please don't be poop. Please just don't be poop. Oh, black squirrels. I was always told that black squirrels were a bit of a Canadian thing, but I guess they're here too. But yeah, DC is a place I've been to a handful of times, but never really explored. Certainly not like I'm doing now. Like, this is all very, very specific and new and planned. But the War Memorial is quite something, and so is the Lincoln statue, the monument. That's probably my favorites. And also one of the nice ones to see before, going over. But Lincoln's one of the few people who I'm just like, I think I actually like respect you as a politician. But also, when things are pushed forward decades / centuries at this point, you know, maybe opinions tend to soften. I am curious to see what happens with some of the modern day politicians and how opinion will shift over the coming decades, but Right now, it is too soon to tell. And when I mapped this out, I did not realize that the street was as residential as it is. I know a woman online who is fourth generation from Abraham Lincoln. Yes, they are related by 4 generations of families. That's really cool. That's something I'm just like, imagine having that like personal family element when you're there. You're just like, oh yeah, this is my grandfather. Ah. Wow, look at that one blue house over there. Very Mediterranean in its own way. Actually, something about this whole block makes me think very much of like San Francisco. You know that one street I'm talking about. Joke of the day, why did the police officer arrested at dark? He was selling quack. Well, that is a joke that you put in there, Carl. But I think I figured out what the joke was supposed to be. Let me know if I was correct. See, here's the thing, is I instinctively planned a route. And then, of course, me being me, I have now spent 20 minutes walking in the wrong direction. But, you know, I think that's just par for the course at this point. This is one of those times where I'm just like, maybe I do need to have a gimbal or something. It looks like fall in Washington, D.C., right? You'd never know this was like almost January. And like, it's actually warm and quite lovely. Yeah, I would say this is quite easy, actually. But it's interesting because like a lot of this feels like, I don't know, it almost feels like more of a suburban New York. If that makes sense. Oops. Jokes are funny. I have a whole bunch, but can never remember them all. Never remember them all. Yeah, that's always the issue. It's funny when someone like gives me the lead up to a joke or like tells me the setup for a joke, I can normally get the punchline and I remember that I know the joke. But ask me what a joke is off the top of my head, couldn't tell you. Even like my terrible jokes. Like writing with a broken pencil is pointless. Terrible jokes. Yeah, it's actually warm. Like, it's really warm. 7 Celsius tomorrow in Toronto and 9 Celsius in Toronto on Monday. That's good. Nice to see that all they needed to do to have a good time was for me to leave. It'll come back and it'll snow again. I wonder if it's been the same here, where it's literally just been a bunch of, you know, literally just been a bunch of weather whiplash, where you never quite know what to expect. And I mean, the problem with climate change is that it keeps changing. That's just rude. This is Fairmont Street. What does that mean? I don't know. But I'm reading the sign, that can mean something. Like, this area is super peaceful. Kind of like perfectly so. It really does feel like this feels like it's maybe, actually I would even argue this kind of feels like October or November or even like early spring. Does not feel like midwinter. Interesting to see the doves. Washington, D.C., believe it or not, gets quite a few earthquakes. Huh. I actually didn't know that. I mean, I'm not overly surprised, but I do feel like that is surprising to me. I'm just like, this area up here feels very like, this part up here feels very much like the neighborhood, small town in the big city. Very much leaning into the brownstone aesthetic. And of course, school across the way. Nightbot isn't working correctly, hasn't timed anyone out. Oh, he'll get there. You know him, he's anxious and eager. He'll figure it out and then he'll start doing it. Washington. Well, some things always look the same. Like, schools look the same everywhere you go. But I am noticing the Washington, D.C. flag, so that's kind of cool. Certainly not one you'll see anywhere else. All right, I didn't intend for this to be a residential walk around. That's certainly how we're starting out, so let's go with it. Let's run, let's roll. I feel like as a result, tomorrow might be more of the monuments, the museums, the big flashy. But the hope is to get down with your bad self. See what we can find. Ooh, Clifton. Mind you, whenever I hear Clifton right now, all I think about is Clifton Hill in Niagara Falls, which isn't a good thing to think about, but beautiful little church peeking out over there. And then this imposing, impressive building. School or hospital? That is the question. Gosh, just a beautiful weather. This is lovely. But I still could not tell you what this building actually is. There is no sign, no wording on it. Nothing at all. Oh, it's a half hour. By the way, if you're new here to the channel and you're enjoying what you see, please like, because that allows YouTube, or it recommends it to YouTube to recommend it to other people. In addition to that, if you help us reach our goal of 1,000 people, it's a great help to the channel, and we appreciate every little bit. So if you care to join the family and join us again sometime, please consider subscribing. And on that note, we keep walking down. City is more hilly than I expected. The landscape certainly has more depth. Okay, so it is a school. Big school, though. Like, that's a... I don't even think that's a high school. I think it's just a school, but I'm just like, it's massive. It's funny in this area. This actually feels much more, I wouldn't say it feels Canadian, but it feels much more like it could be in Canada. Rather than where it's down, where we started from, where it's all very vibrant and different. Oh, guys, it's the world famous Florida Avenue Grill. It's world famous. What neighborhood are you in? If you enjoy coffee, visit Baked and Wired in Georgetown. I will look that up for sure. Baked and Wired in Georgetown. I am staying in, I don't know. Where am I staying in? I'm staying at a hostel. And that's not my first time staying at a hostel, too. I normally stay at hotels or motels or whatever, but yeah. Hello, Trojan. I'm staying just north of Circle, not Logan's Circle, the other one. Hello, Trojan. Welcome to the chat. Good to have you today. Looking at a lot of apparently new buildings, which are very cool. I'm wondering if this is like, a lot of this looks like very new development. So I'm wondering exactly what the mix of things is here, because I'm just like, that's a very clearly like a modern house right beside a new, different house. Hello, Vasily. Good to so no, not the USA. Yeah. Tis the thing today. I will say it is interesting to compare capitals, just in general. Whoa, that's interesting. I'll see you in a week. I'm noticing that color scheme a lot. The stark white with the bright blue. It is interesting. I am wondering if that's indicative of Greek heritage places, but yeah, definitely a lot of like a lot of really, really just interesting structures. So, oh my God, that's literally just the army walking around with the machine guns on the street. Wow. That's something you don't see back home. Oh, interesting that I called the Greek environment. The next place is called the Greek spot. Yeah, I will say America doesn't feel safe the way that Canada feels safe. There's an uneasiness about being here that is just hard to explain. But after seeing that, like those 5 military people go by, I'm just like, that's weird. How is that allowed? How is that a thing? Flanker mania. Hello, Smitty. How's the weather there? I am currently in Washington, D.C., actually. I'm down here to help a friend out with something. And yeah, it's very different, very interesting. But yeah, definitely not a place I feel. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a good thing to explore, but like, yeah, it's interesting. Oh, visual. Oh, they have a cookies here. It's definitely not safe, sadly. Yeah. Well, even just the fact when I was like walking around, and even just seeing, like, after seeing those military people go by, I'm just like, whoa, that's not cool. But is Washington, D.C. in the Midwest? I think it's technically New England still, but it's kind of in the middle. But we sell good German bill and build good schools. That's cool. Thought you were in the East End. It is more in, sorry, like it's kind of by, it's by New York, Philadelphia, Boston. Like all of them are kind of around the same area. Washington, D.C. is just a little more central. Yeah, mid-Atlantic. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, here's the thing. The architecture is lovely. And just the buildings and the structures are just cool. But the vibe is off. You know? It looks pretty quiet there. It is. Like, walking around, I haven't seen a lot of people out and about, but yeah, a lot of people accost you, especially over where I started, where I'm just like, I don't know if I would start from this area again. But Utopia. Be careful, man. I appreciate that, Hunter. Thank you. Here's the thing. I'm not really worried about my safety, but I'm certainly not relaxed into this place right now. You know? Atlantic City sounds interesting. I'm from PEI, another tourist hub, if a very different one. Oh man, I would love to go to Charlottetown. You know what, Randy? If you ever go, I get the chance to go with you. We should do a walking tour there. You can tell me all about it. Does the Midwest start at St. Louis? I don't know. Those are lovely murals, though. That big one back there, that's awesome. Sud House. I will say, an attitude that I found here that kind of happened, like, it's something that I noticed when we did. Oh, Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Hope you had a nice Christmas. It was a lovely Christmas. I got to go see family. Yeah, it was really nice to get to actually do the video with my dad. I thought that was really special. And to get to show him, like the fact that they got to show me Ottawa in so many interesting ways, that was really cool. But now, yeah, beautiful murals. Yeah, I agree. Probably just unpredictable from one block to the next door. No, definitely different. Definitely Definitely a lot of different airs about that are kind of strange and interesting. I think that Missouri is Midwest adjacent, at least. Definitely where the South starts to fade, a lot like Virginia. I will say, I will always remember going to Virginia years and years ago on the bus and just looking out over the beautiful mountains. I'm just like, that's a shame that I can't share that with y'all, but I'm just like, it's Virginia's absolutely stunning. Creative buildings and like a lot of different like downtowny areas. Like it just kind of feels like there's a lot of like this feels like a Young and Eglinton area, so to speak. But yeah, it is very warm, which is absolutely lovely. That is a positive. There's a place called 90-Second Pizza. Missouri is the part of the Midwest, but not the start of it. Thank you for that, Blues Chick. Also, welcome to the chat. I don't know if I've seen you before, but happy to have you. I think the South used to be south of everything. Okay, everything south of the Mason-Dixon line. Isn't that just like... Wouldn't that be starting in Georgia? So I think the South goes a little higher than that, but I don't know. Ohio, I know, is considered Midwest for sure, based off what my friends in Cincy taught me. I can say that Ohio is Midwest. Ontario is just mid. I was struck when I visited Richmond 2 decades ago how sharp the dividing line was. My friend Tom lived in a gentrifying neighborhood just a couple of blocks east of areas that were not gentrifying. It's kind of insane to look at and pretty crazy to experience. I remember I would walk in Cincinnati. It's kind of the same here, but like maybe not quite to the same extreme, but definitely edging on the same extreme. But yeah, you would walk from like one block to the next, and one block would be like super shiny and new, and the other block would be absolutely do not walk there. And it was that way the entire way through. Ooh. I grew up in Massachusetts. Oh, very cool. I'm in Ohio, and some debate Ohio being part of the Midwest, but yes, is consider Ohio as part of or even the start of the Midwest. I think that sounds fair. You're also more of an expert on that than I would be, so we appreciate the input. I think there are edge cases sometimes. I would call Ohio Midwestern, but possibly not. Others might not. Stay safe. Thanks, Randy. Doing my best. My whole thing is I'm just like, explore as much as I can, but also don't be stupid about it. You know? All of that stuff. They say St. Louis is the start of the Midwest. Apparently a lot of debate about where the Midwest begins and ends. I will say, I think it ends before the Pacific Ocean. Your data single. Right? How is my data here stronger than it is in some of the places in Toronto? Oh, they got a Ruth Bader Ginsburg mural. That's fantastic. It's funny being here. That's one thing you can tell is I'm just like, man, they really liked her. Really don't know blame Rogers. Fair enough. Rogers is the worst. Right? I really liked how they actually put like the birds and the items in there. But if you look closer, like a lot of them actually popped out in a three-dimensional way. I'm just like, oh, that's super cool. Big Planet Comics. Thanks, First Last. Good to see you too, buddy. We are currently heading south. I have a rough idea in where I need to go, where I have to be. How am I getting places? I don't know, but I'll figure it out. That's what we do. But I'm just like, a lot of these places I'm walking by, they're just really stunning, cool buildings. I'm just like, I think I'm an architecture nerd now. Get this over here. And my thing is, I'm just like, I don't know how many chances I'm actually going to have to go new places. So anytime I do, I got to try my best to live it up and see how much of the area I can experience. Like, look at these. All of these buildings with a rounded edge towards the center of a school. Like, it's different. It's very different, but also very cool. If nothing else, just from like a cityscape perspective, oh, not yet. It's still just very neat. Fire department. Ooh, giant Palestine flag. From PEI, you can almost say that the west starts at the Quebec-New Brunswick border. I mean, you're not wrong. It's amazing to street a street with no snow. How do they calculate the regions in Canada? I would say the regions in Canada are Maritimes, Quebec, because Quebec's its own thing. Ontario's its own thing. Debatably, southern and northern Ontario can be separated, but normally it's just Ontario. And then from there, prairies are all lumped together as one, and then BC, and then territories. I feel like that's kind of the definitive how Canada is lumped. But, yeah. I will say, if Quebec wasn't French and like French leaning, Quebec and Ontario would absolutely be, it's like one region. But here, they are each their own thing. Ask the Queen to come with us, measure with the stick from England. Oh, she's never held a ruler in her life because she is one. The prairies are usually seen as their own region, Alberta and Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Also speak of Western, but yeah, I would say BC and the territories usually are their own regions when considered. Does Quebec think it's its own country like Texas? Maybe not as much anymore, but back in the day, abso-freaking-lutely. Alberta too. Alberta thinks it's its own thing. Maybe that's why we shouldn't make fun of Alberta anymore. See, I know this is controversial, but I would probably consider Newfoundland and Labrador a part of the Maritimes. But that's coming from an Ontario perspective. But, you know, to each their own. The same way I'm just like, is Northern Ontario its own thing or not? Hard to say. But Ontario for sure is one, Quebec for sure is one. Maritimes with or without Newfoundland and Labrador may be included, but you know. Quebec definitely has a sense of being an autonomous nation inside Canada briefly. Everything that can be done by a province, Quebec does. It leaves as little as possible for the federal government. No. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking before I get, many people in trouble. I love how I'm in America right now and we're talking about Canadian provinces. Just like, oh, thank God, there's someone to talk to about the things that really matter. To be fair, Texas actually was its own country at one point. They'll never let you live that down, will they? A lot of gay places here. So I think the way I planned was to go this way. Gaying for places, which is kind of cool to see. It's not something you would expect, but it is something that's welcome, I think. When are we doing Mexico? Man, I wish I knew Mexico more. I think that this is the way I'm supposed to be going. But I just realized this was DC. Yeah. I will say, I had an opportunity to come down here, and I took it, to everyone's surprise. And just like, you know what, I'm kind of glad I did, because, I don't like, as much as I love Toronto, I don't want my channel to just be walking Toronto, otherwise it would get very stale very fast. It's nice to be able to go to new places, and the reason why I'm here is for a very special reason, and to be able to help someone out. So I was just like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's play house and see where it goes. Did you drive or fly? I flew. I actually flew out just a few hours ago. So I'm still I haven't slept much since yesterday because I had to take a train back from Ottawa yesterday. So I didn't get home until midnight. And I had to fly out at 9. So I was like, well, this is fine. I'm not dying inside. It's fine. Your arms must be tired. First, last. No, you're not Carl. You can't make those jokes. There is no graffiti. That is nice. There actually isn't a lot of graffiti. A couple murals, for sure. But, yeah. I know a lot of places from Penguin 6 videos. Where do you want to go? Oh, I'll be honest. Today is not really... I don't really have any intention to go any specific places. My hope was to check out the 2 main circles today. So check out DuPont Circle and the other one. And then kind of head back up to where we go. Matti got no arms. Oh, I feel like... my poor arms. They try their best. Ooh, rim shot. Buy me dinner first. Swan Street, Metro Club Vintage. Lots of cool places here, actually. Like, even just a lot of the streets have a nice vibe to them, right? Like, that's just neat. Logan Circle. Yes, that one. That is the one. Because the plan was today to do the one circle and then turn around and then do the other circle and then kind of get back to where I started. But I'm slowly realizing, just like, I think there might be more here than I think there is, which is also fine. Also a place called Writer's Salon. I'm just like, well, a modern reform. This is why I would love to like connect with someone who does walk tubing in DC. But I looked it up and I couldn't really find anyone. I'm just like, I can't be the first. There are too many people who do this for this to not be a thing here already. And this is actually one of the places where I'm just like, there's probably enough here that it would be super interesting to see. Like I will say, for some reason, everything here just feels like Cabbagetown. It kind of feels like upgraded Cabbagetown, I will say. Penguin 6 used to do live walking, but now only videos. Yeah, that's kind of my thing too, is I'm wondering. I'm going to be able to do at least today and hopefully tomorrow too. But I'm also kind of more cognizant of the amount of data I have right now with this. So I have to be a little bit more careful, but it looks like it. Any restaurants you planning on go to while there? I will say I am hoping to go to probably a Mexican restaurant. And apart from that, I'm pretty open. Ooh, Russian flag. I'm not on Embassy Road. No, I'm not. It's like still curious to have a giant Russian flag in the middle. The Russian Embassy, beautiful neighborhood. Yeah, like a lot of this area is quite lovely. And like, I don't specifically know what section I ended up in. And it's kind of just nice to get lost a little bit in the city. Because here's the thing about cities, is they're always familiar. They're always just different enough to keep it interesting. So, National Museum of American Jewish Military History. Huh. Where do the government people live? To my knowledge, the White House. And only the White House. That is the only place that people live in. So, can you potentially walk by the Watermelon House near Logan Circle? I mean, sure, I can try. I don't really have a way to gauge where I'm going or how to get around to places, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is that Rwanda? That flag there? I will see if I can find this Watermelon House, because I feel like that might be interesting to see. But where do the crazy folks live? I mean, I'm not sure if there's one specific place or if it's just a feeling that surrounds everybody. But judging by this, it looks like I'm coming up to an Italian flag. So I guess this might just be like an agent's, like a space for delegations, perhaps? Yeah, because this is, what is this? I can't really see in the light. Argentina? Oh wow, this is just all the flags. Ooh, this is my favorite game. Name that flag. Republic of Argentina. Ooh. Oh, I could lose myself here. So there's Botswana. Then beside Botswana is Mozambique. I can't see what's beside Mozambique, but... Ooh, I love accidentally playing the flag game. I stumbled on something. I probably shouldn't is. Oh, apparently this circle I'm looking for is that way. So ask for Messi, Estonia. I don't know who that is. True, I am recording and I'm in an area that, might not be looked upon favorably. Maybe I'll just keep walking this way. I have a vague idea of where I came from. But let's come see the square here. And then we'll head over. And then we'll see what's next. I would never want to be perceived as a threat. Unless it was a threat for how good I look. That doesn't make any sense. But you know what I mean. Okay, this is really pretty. Lovely little circle in the middle. All right, so I've made it to DuPont Circle. And to my knowledge, if I go south, that would take me to the White House. But if I go this way, this should take me down. And then I follow the next street up, and that should take me to Logan's Circle. You know what? I have a chance to check this out, and this looks like a really pretty fountain, so I don't want to miss out. My girlfriend is on this app. Yeah, mine too. I totally have a girlfriend. Wait, you have a girlfriend? Does Nightbot know? You harlot. Apparently Joel's mom once found out that he was dating more than one person, and she was just like, "Oh, you scoundrel." I just think that's funny. That's a good question. What is the worst thing your family has ever called you? This memorial fountain replaces a statue erected by the Congress of... Don't know, but it's beautiful.
Unto you it is given to know
Hello,
the
West
mysteries of
Coast.
the kingdom of God.
Good to see you, buddy.
To others in parables.
The Congress of the United States, in recognition, oh, this is going all the way, of his distinguished service. Sis. Again, I don't know who it is, but super cool. Wow. The National Guard's literally just out and about walking around. Take a look. That's the second pack I've seen just walking around. That's crazy to me. Then again, world's gone a little bonkers. So one of these is New Hampshire Drive. And that's the one I think I want to walk down. But I mean, I guess I can try this one. See if this is the one I want to do. Be careful, that is ice. Oh yeah. Here's the thing. If people looked at me, they would probably assume I was American. And I don't take full offense to that. You know. I know I said I'd gone down the other one, but then I literally just looked over here. And I want to know what they're doing here. So I have to come over and find out what the construction's all about. Now, he lived in Boston for a while. He walked through a beautiful neighborhood that looked like it might house government workers at Congress. Yeah. You look European. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, so I'm on Connecticut Avenue. So I went down the wrong street, but theoretically, should be fine. We'll find out. I was talking to Robert. I can still try to feel like I'm included in the conversation. I hope. Well, this is interesting. I wonder if it's going south towards the subway? How is the food there? I haven't had much so far. Literally the only thing I've had to eat today was a piece of gluten-free toast that was done with like a gluten-free avocado toast. Not because I'm gluten-free for any particular reason, other than my family is gluten-free, so I ended up eating that for the majority of the week. But just because that was what was nearby and the price is pretty good. And for a gluten-free avocado toast, it was perfectly edible and fairly tasty, but not exactly filling. Just like, I'm in America, I want to at least have one meal that's going to be like, okay, I'm going to have to be rolled out of here. You know, I feel like that's kind of the tradition. Well, if there's anything anyone wants me to see specifically in the next day, let me know. The Lime bikes and scooters are scattered everywhere. They really are. It's funny that Hop is down here as a scooter, because in Toronto, it's like an Uber. But did you know Canadians have a reputation for being very nice? I do what I can to dissuade that notion. I want people to look at me and be like, that guy's a jerk. And just like, I'm just trying to fit in. That guy's the right idea. I'll just follow him. According to Google AI, oh, that's funny. Congress members live in diverse spots around DC, from Capitol Hill apartments. Oh, buzzes up after. Well, apartments, row houses, and nearby neighborhoods. So yeah, this area probably does have a lot of dignitaries and such. Georgetown group houses some even bunking in their capital offices, while others have homes in nearby suburbs like McLean, Virginia, balancing proximity to Congress with varied lifestyles and costs, of course. Nice Corvette. Yeah, a lot of nice cars around here, which really shouldn't be a surprise, but even just like a lot of the little things that you see, like that apartment that has a spiral staircase to the top floor, that's just kind of cool. A lot of Jesus. A lot of nativity scenes. And I haven't even seen the one that looks like two giant raptors, but I've literally passed like 4 of these Mary Joseph's prayings, which again should not surprise me. Crazy building. I was like, I would love to live. That's just a cool. I know it'd probably be a jerk to get up and down, but I'm just like, that would be a cool place to be. Oh, that's not true. I also had a granola bar this morning. So you know, I'm doing fine. Life is great. But even just like a lot of these buildings, like these old estates, just like that's really lovely. Like that one over there. I don't know what this art piece is, but I'm just like, okay. Not a lot of Christmas lights. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Christmas lights actually. But a lot of very cool and interesting places. Georgetown. Is that where I'm at? I'm in Georgetown right now? Oh, this is the Indian consulate. Off the flag. This one I'm guessing is the France, considering there's a French flag on top. Canada must be around here somewhere. I'll find them. I will find them at some point. By the way, thank you folks for joining us today. It is interesting to see a new place from a new angle. You should go through there if you have time while you're in DC. Ooh, I will absolutely will. Also, hello Carlos. Good to see you today. Ça va? This place is just called Cosmos Club, which I don't know if it is anything, but it's nice. What is the temperature in DC? It is currently around like 6-7 degrees. It's ridiculously warm compared to what I was just in Ottawa. Ottawa was frozen, it was frigid, it was brutal. I literally couldn't even stream yesterday because of how cold it was. So, yeah. This is like vacay all over. But
The Society of Cincinnati, they close like in 15 minutes.
all right. Ooh, yay, more flags. That's Netherlands and the EU over there. Toronto's -10 with wind chill. Oh. There, it chose the right day to come down here after all. Man. Walking with my nephews and my dad the other night, it was wonderful and great, and I had a lot of fun, but oh my god, it was cold. Oh, we have Ukraine up there, as well as I believe Estonia. Over here, there's Netherlands and the EU. We have Turkey, red with white star, yellow and green. Benin or Gabon? Ooh, I don't know which one. I think you're going away from Logan's Circle, but that, fine. I thought I had to go down to like this circle and then shoot back up the other way. I might have got that wrong. I'll have to recheck that after. DC has a Montreal vibe to it in this area. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Very much so. Oh, there's Uzbekistan or Belarus? I think Uzbekistan is the one with the weird. This was French a while back. Oh, for sure. For sure it's under French. So Massachusetts Avenue. Turkey. We have Bahamas over there. Or is that Barbados? I think it's Bahamas. My instinct says Bahamas, so that's what I'll go with, and I hope I'm not wrong. Oh, there's so many consulates here. Ooh, yay! Sniped by a squirrel. Can you see till the street that was across? Can you still see the house that was across the street from the Cosmos Club? Yes. It's not really as impressive from this angle, but yeah. Barbados, I am confused now. Oh no. That's fine. Yeah, I know it had to buffer. I just wanted to check to see, like, where am I going? What is the direction that I should be in right now? But Yeah, the answer is I don't know. And now I'm just like, you know what? We're just going with it. I'll end up somewhere. I'll come back later. Blame Rogers. I can't blame Rogers here. I'd have to blame like at. Oh, Philippines. 501 Pennsylvania Avenue is the Canadian Embassy. Am I close to there? If I am, I can always try to make that my mark. Be like, let's go see Canada. There's Burkina Faso in front of us. Egypt's right here. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, that flag is inlaid with gold. I'm just like, oh, that's actually quite lovely. There's Chile. And Haiti? That's a cool flag, right? Just like kudos to Egypt for having a cool flag. And great pyramids. I would say like top 10 most noteworthy pyramids in the world right now. Red background, yellow flag in the middle like that. I want to say Kazakhstan. No, not Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan? If you keep going this way is Rock Creek Park. Okay. Well, you know what? Now I have to see what Rock Creek Park is. Not because I'm lost and have definitely gone in the wrong direction multiple times, but it's because I'm super curious about this Rock Creek Park now. It's absolutely the reason, and no other. Tibet is cool. It's very cold even. Ooh, Croatia. Should I go up and be like Rim Tim Taggy Dim? Probably shouldn't. Doesn't seem wise. The greatest doctor of the church. Huh. Ooh. We have Germany over here. Or maybe it's Belgium. I can't tell with the flag not blowing. Or should I say billowing? Robert Emmet, Irish patriot. Huh. Born 1778, died 1803. Wow, that is a short life. I'm glad he got commemorated at least. Huh. Oh, shoot, what's this one? The one with the eagle and the flag. I'm guessing it's Central African Republic, but it might be Chad. I can't remember. Or is it? No, it's not Uganda. I can't remember. Is the Naval Observatory and Vice President's house? Oh, we don't need to see the Vice President's house. There's no one important there. Or if you really want to piss someone off, you're just like, the Vice President. Oh my God, I love Mike Pence. Oh, it's Zambia. I'm way off. But yeah, DC has some fascinating embassies. There's South Korea over there. Mexico across the street. Or should I say Mexico? Oh, is this Nauru? Or is it Micronesia? I can't tell. Can't really see it anyways because they have like tarps up on the fence so you can't see it. Aw. Oh, East Marshall Islands. Oh, this one's interesting. But you know what? None of these have Christmas decorations up. Mojito, Mexico, mojito. The important thing is both of them are wonderful. I'm enjoying this walk. It's really quite interesting. Thank you, Jennifer. I will say, I really did have a plan. My problem is that my sense of direction without a keystone makes me susceptible to walks like this where I'm just like, where am I going? You know what? I don't know. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna enjoy myself, go for a nice long walk, and then hope I end somewhere where I should be. It doesn't matter who lives there. It's the house that is historic. Kamala Harris lived there before. That is true. That is true. It is funny. You think of the White House, but you don't really think of the vice president's house. And it's like, yeah, that was what we think. Like, in Canada, who would care about the leader of the opposition's house, you know? But vice president is right up there with president, so. Man, I don't know where I ended up, but it's real cool. Look at all the Joshua trees in front. I think that's what they are. I couldn't even tell you. Oh, it's Japan. Of course. I literally see the Japan flag right in the middle now. Those properties are worth millions. Oh, easily millions. I'm looking at this one up here with the spinneret, and I'm just like, wow, this is cool. All right, folks, you might get a buffering for a second, but just give me a moment. Sorry about that. I just had to put myself into a space where I knew where I was going, and now I have a semblance of where I'm going, so I'm gonna go and hope I end up in the place where I think I'm going. Yeah, the moral of the story here is if you're doing some kind of adventure and you need to not get lost, if I have a way marker, I can guide you around like nobody's business. If I do not, I will not, and I will get us both lost. Walking to church? Oh, the Turkish embassy. This is huge. Oh my goodness. I wonder who the Mustafa Kemal Atatürk? There is a big circle that goes around the observatory. So you can turn around there if you want to go back to Logan Circle. There isn't much to see past that. Yes, I saw that on the other side of this, if I follow this road up, then I should be able to loop around and come back. And that will set me on the course that I want to go to. So that should, this one, if I go up north here, should take me around and go back. But oh my gosh, look at that. That is gorgeous. I had no idea they had something like this here. Mosque of some kind at least, but wow. Like that's absolutely stunning. Oh no, I think you said that to the bridge right as soon as I turned. But I'll definitely keep my eye out for Rock Creek tomorrow. Not sure which flag that is because I can't see it blowing in the wind, but something. This appears to be Ukraine. Wait, what was the other one? Was it Sweden? Maybe the other one was Sweden. I bet your Canadian dollar is like gold dust there now with the Canadian visitors declined to the States. Not quite. The American dollar is doing just fine without us. But it's, you know, that's neither here nor there. Actually, you turned, so I don't know where you are anymore. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm just trying to get places that I know. I don't actually know anywhere. That's fair. But if you know what's going on and wish to tell me, then for those who don't know, I'm Matti. I'm a tour guide from Toronto. So normally I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. So this is a fun little adventure for all of us to see what happens when a tour guide doesn't know how to tour or guide. But if you're enjoying yourself, I encourage you to like. That encourages YouTube to show this to more people. And if you are one of those people who is liking this and you want to help the channel out in a major way, please consider subscribing. Subscribing is actually the best way to help the channel because it helps us grow and inches us closer towards our goal. So if you happen to be around and able to help us out, we appreciate it a great deal. And thank you very much. Now back to your regular scheduled programming. You know what I haven't seen here once? Is a Cybertruck. Weren't they supposed to be like a big deal here? Wasn't that kind of the point? You're on Embassy Row. Canada is next to Capital. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, I have some semblance of an idea of where to go now. So we're good. Matti encourages you to eat donuts. I mean, here's the thing. I would love a donut, but I don't get one until I hit 800 people, so. If people really care about my donut eating so much, that's the way to do it. You passed one when walking in town. I passed a Cybertruck? I had no idea. Did not even notice. Wow, for like an embassy area, it feels so peaceful here. Maybe that's a part of it, but yeah, like really nice. This is quite lovely, actually. And definitely equal parts surreal, but also somehow familiar. Very back roomsy is how I would describe it. There's something about this that feels very much like city, but at the same time, it's not quite city. You know? I don't know if that makes any sense, but. That place still had a pumpkin on their lawn. I don't know how to think about that. It wasn't even like a pumpkin, it was just like a pumpkin that you buy from, I don't know where you buy it from here. I was gonna say Canadian Tire, and I'm just like, no, not that at all. If you're gonna get lost, beautiful area to get lost in. I agree. I'm happy to get lost anytime I can. Gosh, there's so many like little book libraries. I'm so tempted to just go in and take them all, but I shouldn't. Oh wait, that's not a book library at all. This is a mailbox of some sort. What is this? Call box restoration project. Huh. Fair enough. Don't get lost. I'm trying not to. That's why I had to do a little pause there while I made sure I was going the right direction. Am I? We'll find out. Guys, I cannot believe that it is already, what day? Like It is so far into December that it's almost January. It's almost next year already. Where is 2025 gone? Whew. So many options. So many places to be. So many things to do. So many things to be and do. Oh, man. That's a perfect country joke. That is a perfect country joke. I hope someone here appreciated it. What did you do for cell data down there? I am technically just using my plan. Because I'm on Freedom, I get 10 gigabytes as a part of my world roaming. So that's good. It won't be enough to do it every day, but hopefully for like, if I do this for 4 days and I keep my walks under 2 hours, I should be fine. But no one cares about my data plan. They just want to see me walk. Hey, Marcus, how did you end up here? Without going into too many details, because it's not my place to say, I had an opportunity to come down here and help a friend, and I figured I should do that. So that's what I did. And here I am. Not here long either. I leave on the 31st. So. But it's interesting to go, it's really interesting that in a week, like a week ago, I was doing the Canadian national capital of Ottawa. Now I get to do America's national capital. Oh, you're on a date? Not quite like that. But I'll happily talk to anyone who wants to hear more details later. But cooking pasta and tin chopped tomatoes with a little cumin and paprika. Oh, that sounds lovely. Oh, I would love to have a nice full pasta dish. Tinned chopped. Oh yeah, you can absolutely get chopped tomatoes. Let's see. I think it is telling me to go up here and over. Not like there. I'm guessing is Thailand. Can't see exactly, but it looks like it's the 3 colors in the specific pattern that makes Thailand. I will say Thailand is a beautiful place, and one day I hope to return there. Why is the Statue of Liberty dressed up in the Ukraine flag? What's up with red paint on the pavements? I will be honest, I have not noticed that. But I will keep my eyes open because now I am curious. Oh, I see. It's France. It's France's. It's France. And then haven't I already walked by France's? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Never start to say I'd love to have a good with a long pause before completing the sentence. It leaves it wide open to interpretation. Well, isn't that what people like when things are wide open to interpretation? I know personally I'm wide open to many different forms of interpretation. Where in Thailand did you go? Fun fact, it was for my honeymoon, and we started in Bangkok, and then we went up to Chiang Mai, and then we went south to Phuket Island, and yeah, that was the first place yeah. I'm not gonna say what happened there because it was very. My ex-husband was very abusive, so that was kind of where it started. So I would love to go back to Thailand and have like a really positive, good experience, and then leave happy, rather than going there and then having that be the start of a relationship. How did you like Chiang Mai? Chiang Mai was amazing. Oh my gosh, I love Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai might have actually been my favorite part of the trip. Bangkok was great. I got to go see many drag queens from Drag Race Thailand before they were famous. Sorry to hear it was a bad experience. I'm happy to talk about it anytime, but it's like a lot of heavy stuff and I don't know what will trigger people or not. So I'm always a little hesitant to talk about that. But Bangkok sounds wrong. They need to change that fast. I mean, it's not our, they didn't make it for English speakers. I'm thinking about going to Chiang Mai for some time as a digital nomad, sort of. You know what? I'll come with you. Let's go to Chiang Mai. Actually, that sounds fun. I would totally do that. Just need a bit more money and hope that their conflict with Cambodia stops. I can honestly say I don't know about that, but fair enough. I will say when we went to Chiang Mai, one of the things we did do was we got to go to an elephant sanctuary and we got to feed the elephants medicine that we made ourselves. So I was like, that was cool. I really enjoyed that. I saw a headline that said it was over. Yay! Did you hear about the corduroy pillows? They make great headlines. I heard about the elephant sanctuary. Very cool. I hope they treat them well. They actually do. And one of the things that was really cool about being there is they actually told you about like all these experiences. Whoa! That building is amazing. But they have a ceasefire now. Oh yeah. We all know how well those work. Badum-ching. Let's not talk about, no, too depressing. Yeah, the elephant sanctuary was really cool. And one of the things they did was they told you there, it's just like, you might see other advertisements for things like ride the elephant, but you should not do that because elephants are very intelligent creatures. And when you do that to them, it's actually very stressful and actually hurts the elephant long term. So yeah, don't ride elephants unless you really, really trust them. Beautiful architecture. Yeah, it's kind of awesome. Like this area in specific has a lot of stuff that's just very vibrant and cool. So here's my takeaway. I was coming here with a very specific intention to show very specific areas. And not only did I not show the areas I expected to, I also have no idea where I am. But I know I'm almost back to where I started, which is exactly where I wanted to be. What is this area called? DC, I guess? I can't say for sure. I do know that we just ended up getting off of Embassy Row, but watching TOURonno. Well, I just said TOURonno on tour. So I'm just like, I don't want this to be the only place we go. But I think it's a fun place to be like, we've done a few places before. But in January, there's a lot of places in Ontario I'd like to do. Because like, Hamilton doesn't have a great reputation in Canada. But I'd like to still go there and show it off. Also gives me a good excuse to go and see my friend, which is nice. But new cities for Matti's tour business. I mean, here's the thing. The more I discover about other places, the more things I can take back and share from like a home base stretch. So, yeah. Maybe I'll see if there is a walking tour available. And I can just be like, hey, can I just have you on my channel and we can just do a walk tour around the city? That'd be cool. Kind of like what I do back home, but getting to share someone else with you. I am not going to lie though. I would like the tour business to take off this year. That is a hope. I don't know what this car is with the sparkles on it, but I'm very curious to find out. What is this magic vehicle? Looks like a very expensive neighborhood. It is. It definitely has that feel to it. But also, like, funny enough, when I started the walk, in the very specific area I'm in, a lot of people were commenting at me and being like, "Hey, turn around. What's going on?" And just like, wow, people just like call you out in the middle of the street who have no business calling you out. That's new. It did stop after that one street though. But I'm just like, oh, that's disconcerting. Do I want to be doing this here? And then I started up, and I'm just like, oh yeah, we're fine now. But perhaps make pasta when you get home. We are staying in a hostel, and the hostel has access to a kitchen, and the kitchen is, quite frankly, lovely. Oh, so many European cars in this area. I love that mural. There's not a lot of art here. Like, for the number of buildings that could have murals on them, I'm surprised there isn't more. Like, I was really expecting there to, like, don't get me wrong, the ones that are here are very nice. But compare this to Toronto or compare this to, like, a New York, much more open, I would say. But yeah. Washington seems like a very regulated city, height restrictions too. I don't know if this is true, but I think it's a case where the Washington Monument, nothing is allowed to be higher than that. I know it's the case in Fredericton because they have a chapel there that like nothing can be higher than this chapel. But yeah, I don't know if that's true here, but that would make sense in my brain. As a visitor to America, do you have to chant USA, USA, USA while punching in the air? I hope not, because I will not. Do I look like I am a sports person, is the question. We all know what the answer to that question should be. If you've been listening to the stream for longer than 10 minutes, you're just like, that is a heterosexual man who enjoys sports. Oh yeah, the red paint on the sidewalk. I don't know. The one thing I do say that a lot of people when they come to Toronto, one of the things that strikes them and they're just like, oh, it's so clean. I'm just like, it's absolutely not. Like, what are you thinking? What is going on? After walking through the city, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can see their point. Because even this, I get the sense that this is like clean for an American city, but certainly not on the same level. It's been renamed the Washington and Trump Monument. Oh no. I know at some point I am going to have to go there and deal with it. And like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that's correct or right or good or nice. I think they did it in an alternative font so that as soon as he's gone, they could just take it out. But that's just me being like speculatory. I don't know if that's actually what is happening or what's going on. If it's a red curb, that means no parking allowed. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Looks very clean. It is pretty clean. It's pretty good. see, Lost City Books. All right, I think we were over this way, but let's find out for sure. Yeah. Yeah, this looks about right. Oh no, there's an art supply store. That is one of my, we discovered that that is absolutely one of my biggest weaknesses. Art supply stores. We went with my mom. Me and Joel went with my mom. We were essentially in Ottawa because we had to get some Christmas presents for the boys and other things. And yeah, art supply stores, man. They're the best. And you know what happens if I hit 1,000 subscribers? We have this tattoo place here. Any food trends that you're interested in trying? I don't know which the good ones are. But if you do, please let me know because I am excited to try that. I do miss, I know Hardee's was garbage, but it was really good garbage, and I liked that garbage a lot. You could hire a scooter. I tried doing that in Edmonton. I quickly learned I am not a scooter person. Scooters are scary and dangerous, and I am dainty and delicate. So scooters not for me. I mean, I'm butch, but I'm also pretty dainty and delicate. Maybe we'll see the Cybertruck again. Ooh, I hadn't even thought about that. If they're still around, I can be like, hi, Swastikar. Nice to meet you. Okay, you and my stepmother would be best friends. I mean, here's the thing. Like, they are so much fun and so full of potential. And I just want to, I just go in there and I want everything in this store. By the way, was it Tony first last? Was that your Tony? I can't quite remember, but I feel bad for not remembering because you're here like all the time. This looks like a vibrant area. It is, actually. And that place with the roses, that's where we're staying tonight. So we'll be in and around here. I might just go home and take a nap because it's been like a day. And I'm just like, we have to do a lot of drinking tonight. And in order to do that properly, you need to make sure you nap first. So nap, then drink. I'm surprised Trump doesn't forbid the rainbow flags yet. I do not think... it's interesting. Yeah. Again, it's very weird to be here, but like, it is very, very interesting. This particular area we're in is actually quite vibrant. It feels very queer and very cool. Oh, sorry. I didn't know if I thought your name had been revealed, but I couldn't remember for sure. But either way, I'm just happy that you're around. Here, Adair place a Canadian flag on the White House gate and claim it as Canadian territory. Well, my joke would be I would go to the White House with my lighter and see, like, let's see what happens. But no, I won't do that in person because I don't need to get deported. That would be inconvenient. But thank you for joining me on this incredibly interesting walk. And I will be back tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but I'm excited to share more of this place with you. And I think I'm going to try to walk the mall and like do the full length. So yeah, hoping for good things. And I will, by the way, I don't know who hasn't seen it yet. Oh no, I can't even show you. I've been doing embroidery on the back of my jacket so I can make a TOURonno jacket. And I can't quite show it, but like you can kind of get a hint of it. There we go. Yeah. I'll try to get a bigger picture of it and post it in the Discord. But until then, thank you so much, folks. It's wonderful to see you. And I will see you, or some of you, hopefully most of you, tomorrow.